por este poder, esta belleza, siempre respetando, siempre agradeciendo, por este poder, esta belleza. Siento vivo, siento en paz, siento el poder de la madre. Siento vivo, siento en paz, siento el poder de la madre. Siento las plantas sagradas, siento las plantas sagradas.
Whoa, what's good, Carl? Let's see if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Carl? Reem?
Yeah, I can hear you. My mic was mute.
Oh, no, you good. I'm about to send a video out in a minute. To grab some people in here real quick.
Right.
But I'm basically setting up the screen. I want to just be on time, but I'm basically setting up the screen. Um, and I'm gonna send that out. Hold on one second. Hold on, I gotta get Crane in here too. I sent it to Pa. Let's see. See, this why this what I be meaning though.
What
Um,
that?
nah, you gonna view. Like I said, I'm setting this shit up because a conversation was had, bro, and oftentimes bit don't like when you actually starting to correct some bullshit when it's usually bullshit. Um, so they get mad. You feel me? It's like this, bro. Like, okay. Matter of fact, let me send this link out because I want to get started. So let me drop this link real quick. Hold on, Carl.
I read y'all, cuz. I ain't y'all cooking anywhere. I read y'all.
All right, bet. Let's see. Why is the music actually playing on the other phone, but I'm not on StreamYard on the other phone? Wow, that's interesting.
My hand with
Hold
the
on.
leg.
Yeah, let me copy this, and then I'm finna send it out to Auntie them, and then we can go ahead and get started. So give me 2 seconds.
All right.
Give me 2 seconds. How do I do this? Okay, here you go. All right, I'm gonna send it to him now. Let me drop it. I'm dropping it. Then it's gonna take like 3 seconds. Okay. All right. So, long story short, cause the purpose of this specific title is because I've been having conversations with people about our family. You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
oftentimes, like I know it's easy for people to low key cling on to Panther family or whatnot. Now, what I was explaining to the person, usually because when I deal with people who most of the information come from this source that is outside of this realm, and it's always that case, I choose to fall back from them. And the reason being is they don't hold themselves accountable for the information they push out.
Right.
So if you saying something one way and it's really not that way, and you claim to be this, and I say, hey, it's not really that, I can show you where it come from. If you always find the issue with that, then maybe you're the problem. But
Right.
first, I just want to give an update. Uh, I just want to give an update about what's been going on. So let me start there. And peace to all to you all coming in. Please share this video with someone you know gonna need it. So recently, cause I got a new job, been working for SpaceX. Um, and the reason I've been telling people that it was NASA, I can say it now, because the hand got exposed yesterday. But the reason I can now say that it was SpaceX is because they showed their hand. But I didn't want anybody to put no bad juju on me um, with all this going on. Said that to say, yesterday at work, after a conversation was had, this big ass rock fell off this ledge and almost fell on my head. Ironically enough, for some reason, I seen why I can't search? They're doing me wrong. Hold on, let me search this real quick. I actually seen the rock fall before it fell. So basically, I seen a big ass rock fall in front of me, and instead of it falling in front of me, I stepped to the side and it fell right in the space that I was in. And when that happened, I got an image, and that image was of someone who adores me, right? But is highly upset. Um, because and we don't agree in certain places. So where don't we agree? And who somebody's coming in this part. All right. So Hiyoko, when I
Oh,
explain when we talk about Panther family or what we know in English as Panther family, I do my best to explain it in the way that brings everything together while you can see each individual family within it. And the reason I do that is because when we use certain terms, and let me get on the computer so I can share the screen. When we use certain terms, these aren't autonyms, these are exonyms. So these are names that someone else gave to these people, and or a name that has been mistranslated. I'll give you an example. If you say Nubian, most people will tell you that the word meant black, just almost as Ethiops or Ethiopian. But if you study the language of the people, peace, Uncle Ant, if you study the language of the people, you find out that that suffix or the root to the word Nubian, Nu, is dealing with gold, right? This same idea must be applied when we're dealing with clans. I'll give you another example. Nepi Tusi Habri, Napitusi Habri. Someone will translate that word as panther. Someone will translate the word as jaguar. Someone can mistranslate the word. Whoa, what's going on, Reese? Someone can mistranslate the word and say, well, it's dealing with the wolf. But in reality, if we were to properly translate the word would be beast long tail or the long tail beast. So it's a description, it's an adjective of something, but someone else came and made it specifically mean panther, but it didn't just mean panther. I'll give you another example, and these are indigenous examples. Go we, go we, or go we, uchi, go we, Lucy. So Kui Lucy would mean the black cat. It can sometimes mean the spotted cat. But what type of cat is being spoken about? So someone may translate it to Black Panther, Black Jaguar, Wildcat, but the idea remains the same. So years ago, I taught you all about, and I showed everyone dealing that what's considered the wildcat family, panther family, and the bear family were originally one family, right? I don't know if anyone here remember. I know some remember. It's on camera. It's on video. Now, the thing about that is, I say, well, during this dance, there was a split. And during that split between the families, they went their separate ways.
They got to go back and look at Family Feud.
Th- Thank you, Unc. You have to go watch the video, The Family Feud. This is all explained. So, dealing with someone that I felt a similar energy from, like, they could possibly be this. They're regurgitating rhetoric from people who don't really speak the language. So if you're regurgitating rhetoric from people who don't speak the language, and I give a fuck about you and say, hey, it's not really that, it's this. And you say, well, I feel like you're being in contention with me. You've corrected me before. I've said not a word. I accepted the correction. Yet when it's time for you to become corrected, you feel above correction. So what I'm going to do, and I was told to take it easy, I'm going to show you why you shouldn't call Ani Sahoni Panther Clan, or properly Blue Panther Clan. I'm going to show you why you shouldn't do it, even though you may see a song that says Blue Panther Clan, even though you may find in books Blue Panther Clan. I'm going to show you why it's wrong. And then I'm going to go to the word that they call themselves and show you why it's wrong. And I don't want an apology. I just simply want you to correct yourself. Let's get to it. So when we first talk about the Ani Sahoni, and let me pull this up, and we're going to go through it because we need all of this on record to show where you can go wrong. So when we talk about Ani Sahone, it refers to the Blue Clan, which is one of the 7 traditional matrilineal clans of Cherokee, also known as Blue Holly Clan, Panther Clan, or Wildcat Clan. Now, here's the question. Is it not also known as Bear Clan? Subdivisions, Panther or Wildcat and Bear. Why? So off the bat, what is considered Blue Clan, Blue Holly Clan, number one, is not a clan at all. It has subdivisions. Being that it has subdivisions, it technically makes it a band or a society. Read the Blue Fire. I know where it originally came from that made you go research the idea. Again, the Blue Fire is a unifying fire. In order to keep the peace, when the Cherokee came down, because this person originally claimed to be Cherokee, they didn't have these clans that they're claiming today. They literally got them from different groups of indigenous people that were already in the Southeast. So most of the so-called Cherokee clans are actually bands. They're made up of different families already. Tell me that I'm wrong. So we're going to deal with panther and bear. Now, in some texts, you may find people sharing this misinformation where they will say Blue Panther Clan. I'm going to pull it up for you right now. Go ahead, come up on the screen. Come on, give us something. Give us something. So they'll say Blue Panther Clan and say, well, Blue Panther Clan is used synonymously for Blue Clan or Blue Holly Clan. But if you say Blue Panther Clan, what you're doing is removing the fact that bear is just as old as the Panther Clan, which is supposed to be the oldest of them all, even dealing with the Seminole. So right here, where it says Holly or Twisters or Blue Panther or Wildcat Clan. But why? 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 Let's go back. Cherokee has 7 clans, right? Aniwa, Wolf Clan. Anitisqua, Bird Clan. Anikawi, Deer Clan. Aniwodi, or Paint Clan. The Ani Sahani, or Long Hair, or Blue Clan. 6, the Anigatagiwi, Wild Potato. That's Kitawa, right? Or Raccoon Clan. And 7, Ani Chalahi, or Holly, or Twisters, or Blue Panther, or Wildcat Clan. Now, again, what you will notice is that blue is not only used for what they mistranslate as Blue Panther or Wildcat Clan, but it's also used for Long Hair Clan. So when someone is telling you they're Blue Panther can also be dealing with the niggas that was adopted into the nation that had pale skinned mothers, like Long Hair Clan or the Twisters or the Strangers, because Gitu Gawi can also mean open valley or those who came from the valley that we know not. So these talk about people that are estranged people. This is the actual fact. Now, this laptop pulls up this next screen. I'll be able to show you directly from the Cherokee Nation that when they put up the mask, they labeled Blue Clan, again, wrong, or Holly Clan, wrong, as Bear, and Panther Family as Long Hair Clan. Let me pull this up. Let's go back. I think they shut the StreamYard down on this one. So let me go back and pull it up. Because when you're using animals and you're putting these things or these titles on this shit, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. So someone says, I'm Blue Panther. You ask them, well, are you long hair or are you Ani Sahoni? Why? See, Ani Sahoni is literally dealing with a walking style. That's why that's why I say have so quote unquote subdivisions. These are different clans that had a similar medicine and similar origin. But they would have never called themselves Blue Panther, love. That's English. Had you properly translated the word, you literally would have said the people who walk with their shoulders shrugged. If you're translating it into English, I'm gonna tell you who fucked you up. Another Englishman, because they say, well, Ani Sahoni is dealing with how the bear and the jaguar and the wildcat and all these different things move, but Ani Sakonagi means blue. This is how that happened to you. Well, they use blue medicine, so they must be the blue clan. I continuously tell you all, blue is not a clan. It's a medicine society. The Okinichi still practice a certain ritualistic ceremony today, and they have the proof. Their clan runs the society. There. Say they don't have a panther family, and those people said, well, we're a blue bear. Wouldn't make any fucking sense. They have a name to describe exactly who they are and what they are. An Englishman came and mistranslated the word. So now when I tell you the blue fire is a unifying fire, one says, well, the blue fire came from the south and the blue fire belonged to us. My question is, if the blue fire belongs to us, and I'm putting quotes on that us, what is one's attachment to the blue now? See, this right here, this coming right here. Me cool, peace, sis, right? See, and I mean that literally. There are things that a lot of us are sent here to do jobs, and we get slow. A lot of us get slowed up or get halted because we're given stopping is blocked in the way. But I'm gonna get past all that shit. I need this to pull up. I don't know what's going on with this laptop today. We're gonna share this tab instead. Let's see what we can get. But oh, it's up. It's up. Let me put it up for y'all. Here we go. This is my point, right? And um, this is why honesty. This is why you have to be honest. Why is it? Ooh, y'all know when they do this, we know what it means. When they do this, we know what it means. Hold on. They slowing the screen down, Mont. You got to give me a minute, cuz. They slowing the screen down because I got the dagger and they don't want me to do what you told me to do. But unfortunately, I'm gonna take whatever I'm gonna do whatever it takes to deliver this. So we need this to act right. What the world is going on? It's screen sharing, but it's not popping up.
They don't know
Evil.
about. They don't know
Let me
if you
try
got
to
a
do
blue.
this again.
They don't know if you got a blue fire. You got a blue
Let's try
water.
to do this again.
You heard me, nephew?
Or better yet, what I should do is leave from back here. And I think I should leave from back here and go in the crib. Cause the
You heard me, the
Wi-Fi
people?
probably acting up because I'm in the backyard.
You heard me?
Um, let's see if we can do it again. Let's see. Let's see. We add cuz here too. All right, boom. Can y'all hear me? Anyone? 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 Please? Anyone? Mic check.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
If
we
I'm
can
in
hear
here,
you. We can hear you, but can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you, but I really only can hear you. Anybody else was talking?
Yeah,
Yo, yo,
everybody can hear you.
yo, can
Yeah,
you hear me?
so
yo.
all right. Now, if we look clearly at this screen, this
I don't
comes
know
from
if
the
y'all can hear me.
Cherokee. Now we got you, cuz. I got you. This comes from the Cherokee Nation. There is a reason. There's a reason I said saying that you're Blue Panther Clan, you're translating the word wrong, and you're following someone who's translating or looking at this shit from an English point of view. Blue is a society. Just like they have red paint clan, you notice ain't no white paint clan, is it? You know why? Because red and blue come from the Yuchi dagger. My point proven is right here. If you said you were Panther Clan according to the Cherokee Nation, oftentimes you'll get mistaken as being Long Hair Clan. Miss Blue Panther, simply because you're mistranslating the fucking word wrong. Ani Sahoni doesn't mean panther, nor does it mean blue. Tell me I'm wrong. So you can go to any book you want. You can go to any song you want. You can get high as fuck and have any dream you want. I'm telling you, the word is being mistranslated wrong. It's incorrect. But you're more upset at me saying, hey, saying Blue Panther is kind of incorrect. Number one, because it's already English. Number two, Sahoni doesn't mean holly. It doesn't mean blue. It doesn't mean panther. So if I say Blue Holly Panther Clan, where the fuck did I get that from? Where did I get that from? Did I get it from the word? Nope. Did I get it from the people? No. I got it from a nigga that speak English that doesn't know the language right. Now, what's my proof? If you spoke fucking Catawba, like the nigga that you deal with, which is a good person, Ni Sahon would still mean I walk I walk as a shrug, as a limp, damn near a shimmy. But you don't know nobody who deals with the language. The same way you said, they're like they're walking on the African. King Tut shoe or sandal, he was walking on the African. As if that nigga wasn't African either. But you have Negroes that claim to be everything around the planet except having a lineage that attaches them to Africa. But these same niggas want to speak on it. You can't. That's not in your DNA. You can't say shit about it. See, everybody on this panel, I'm their student. Just as they see me as their teacher, I expect the same from everyone. But from a motherfucker that can't learn from nobody, who gets upset when they are when you have to make a slight adjustment. Because again, if you sometimes said Blue Panther in English or Panther in English, it would attach you to the strangers. Literally, those who have come, but we don't know where from. You see that long ass ponytail attached to that big cat back there? Is anybody blind? I know everybody sees shit. But sometimes I can read in the book and it'll say Blue Panther. It'll say Blue Panther. It'll say Blue Panther. So let me ask you, why is Ani Sahoni sometimes considered long hair or blue? But then Ani Chalahi, Holly, Twisters, or quote unquote Blue Panther, Wildcat Clan. They're literally telling you these are clans that went into different fucking societies. Why? Because the first clan into war for the Cherokee usually was Long Hair Clan. Then came Wolf, but niggas don't want to hear that from me. So a lot of these things that you're calling clans are actually societies and bands. But they've been broken down or dumped down to you so you don't see what they really were. You want to say Blue Panther, and then that shit take you back into long hair, and then you say, well, I'm not Long Hair Clan. Yes, you are. See, one thing Panthers, Jaguars, Pumas, Bobcats, bear, and I'm talking that brown bear, because you have to be very specific sometimes. They don't run from confrontation. If I said nothing to you to harm you, haven't disrespected you, and you can hop on the phone with three, four, five other people and talk about me, but then when they say address me or have that conversation with me, you block me, you're not this at all. Because you felt, again, I know 'cause I've been there before. You felt like if you got corrected again on that phone, it would have broke your heart. You just have to be right. And that's okay with me because you have every right to be wrong. Just as if a nigga threatened my mama, I wouldn't go to the police. I wouldn't call the FBI or threaten to call the FBI like your cousin. I would have handled business. Old girl could have put in that police report and just let me follow through. But all that wild Indian shit, I don't want to hear it no more. Because you can't even explain your bloodline correctly because one of you niggas shit change every week. And you can't tell me it don't change every week because I got the screenshots of when I actually seen it change. Yeah. So what is known as Blue Paint Clan Cherokee is really an ancient society that originally belonged to the Yuchi. What happened was the leaders of the Panther families, quote unquote, and the Bear families, quote unquote, reunited again as one family in society, medicine. But you still had Panthers that was under the red side, and you still had Bear and Bobcat that were also on the red side. So you had to be very careful when you're saying these things in English because it may not roll over or translate or sometimes even transliterate. Like you can't even transliterate, you can't even change the letters because it doesn't match up, right? Now I'm going to find this in text because I want to read to you all about the split. Um, let's see if I can read to you all about the split. It should be, what page is this? Okay. Then I'll try to see if I can widen it for you all. That way we can talk about it. Now, Frank Speck caught a lot of heat often because he would usually use darker indigenous people to help with his works. That's one thing that I like about him is that he didn't shy away uh, from those of us who are darker and those of us who have admixture and aren't willing to deny it. So let's see. It's about on page 73. I have the book over here, but let's see. Okay. Let's see. And is it showing up properly for y'all or is it a little blurry? Because it's still a little, it looks a little blurry on this screen. But long story short, what Frank Speck is explaining is this dance, right? So he says that the people were divided into two bands, those dancing with bear hides over their shoulders, those known as the bear hide people, and those dancing with wildcat skins, the wildcat hide people. A dispute arose among them, and the two groups separated. The bear hide people departed westward and were never heard from again. Those that remain today are all wildcat people. What the historical significance of this myth or tradition may be, it is unsafe to say. Now he says, until recently, the blood feud prevailed, but whatever. So again, this was one people in society. They split. What you get with Blue Paint Clan is these people coming back together in order to heal. But why? Because they were the oldest. They knew the medicine of everybody. they were also warriors too. That's why they had the most vicious clans. So you don't know that the war chief is often also a medicine man because usually he cloaks it under his warrior shield because he doesn't usually become a medicine man to ball game, ceremony, or wartime. He still hears his family, but he doesn't take those positions until wartime. Because if he's taking a man into battle, he has to heal him, correct? With that being said, I rest my case. Anybody, Crane, Munt, anybody want to chop it up? Paul, you want to drop anything? You can. We can build. We can get a free build going.
Yeah, that's that. You're absolutely right. It's just like with a samurai. A samurai is a poet, but he hides it under the warship of him being a samurai, because the way how he used the pen to write poetry, that's the same way he wields his sword in battle. You're absolutely right.
As swift as a paintbrush, huh?
Uh-huh.
Right. Right. Right.
So people in them need to go ahead on and give you your flowers while you here and say that they learned from you. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't, they lying. And even with their speech and whatever they do, you know, they show it. You know what I'm saying? So you the secret papa.
Facts. See, the thing about calculated people is calculated people move a certain way and put information out there on the basis of information a certain way just to see who's gonna run off with it. But them bits and pieces, they don't have the full story to it. That's why people always end up putting themselves in a situation where they got to put their foot in their mouth.
Exactly. And that happens all the time. Cause you'd be like, well, where you got that from? Who you heard it from? You know what I'm saying? Cause you didn't come up with that, because if you did, you would have spoke about it years ago. So why you speaking about it now? Cause you just heard about it.
So when somebody's telling me, well, they've been talking about that, they've been speaking about that, and I just say, prove it. Prove it. Oh, I don't got to prove anything to you. But you'll get the fuck online and argue with people you consider Siberians all day. You will argue with them that you indigenous. I'm simply saying, show that shit.
Show that shit.
Because now you can't say that you haven't started claiming to be Uchi after I start breaking this same shit down to you.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Now, Uchi, I might be Uchi. Now let's talk about some Uchi shit. I'm glad you asked this question, fam. I'm glad you asked this question. They adopted and stole from the Uchi. Let's make it make sense. I'm the first person y'all ever heard say this shit. The four beings the Muskogee called that gave them their fire were the Hogalugi. Why the fuck do the Muskogee call the Geechees or the Uchi the Hogalugi? Why do the Muskogee call the Uchi the Negroes or call the stump dance the Negro dance? Why does people like Philip Deere, who's Wind Clan from Coweta, say, hell yeah, we learned the stump dance in the East?
Mm-hmm.
Who taught them?
Mm-hmm.
They told you who taught them. They told you who taught them green corn. They didn't have the green corn ceremony. Why? Because it was niggas that went down there, got the maize, brought it back up, and showed niggas how to truly take care of it. And unified the North to the South. And the Green Fire, what do I say? There was a major trade system that ran from Canada down to South America.
Mm-hmm.
But niggas want America to be Egypt. Niggas want to talk to me about maize, but don't want to talk to me about sunflowers. But if we talk about their carbon makeup, you find out they're cousins. And then you find out what was originally was, and then you and you would know better. But you niggas like to claim the Southeast and then run to Mexico. You niggas like to claim the Southeast and run to South America.
Hmm. Hmm.
Not knowing it were people from this place that went down there and started showing them the shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A matter of fact, is speaking of blue, where the fuck you think they had to get the blue paint from? Oh, 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 oh,
Uh-oh. You see
oh,
us coming? Uh-oh.
oh, man.
Uh-oh.
I digress.
Or why was blue quartz usually found amongst the warriors? And the man, see, listen, there's a lot that people don't know that they gonna hear on this video. And when you ask them where they got it from, I got a vision. His grandma came to me and taught me because she ain't like how he treated me, so she came to me instead. Bro, every year before Kolamoki, I fall out with somebody about this type shit. That's why I don't want y'all around. That's why when cuz them hand out all the invites, y'all notice I be reluctant to hand out invites. Because I allow you to correct me. I sit at your feet. But when it's time for you to just, again, make adjustments, it becomes a fucking problem. I'm sick of it. And it usually comes from those who don't have that active family that they're yearning for so much. So you watch this. Everybody talking about this the Cheyenne Bryant shit, right? Well, she's not a licensed therapist, so technically she shouldn't be doing this, and that, because it's a certain type of accountability that comes with that. Shouldn't we feel the same way about medicine men and medicine women too? But you gonna tell me nobody taught you that shit? You don't got no elders? You don't have a system? You just taught yourself? Fuck you. You could never heal me.
Right.
That's why I lied to you and told you I got a job that I didn't even get because I knew you would have started taking claim for it. Well, I got him the job at NASA. Bullshit. I wasn't even working for NASA, baby. I was working for SpaceX. Get money. Get money. You see how that works? And then the same day I was talking bad about, I seen the rock fall in front of me. And I'm like, damn, whoever get hit by this rock gonna get his ass crushed. So I stepped one step to the left and that rock fell right in the spot that I was standing in. First thing I did, it called Red Crane and say, boy, I seen that face. She thinks she was slick. So you can't take credit for shit that I built because I know how to cloak it. That's the best part about learning or going to a Masonic lodge. You know how to cloak, you learn how to cloak your information to make it yours. Because if I would have titled the blue fire water and the green fire earth, it'd have made it too easy for y'all to take it. That's why blue fire is mine. Checkmate.
Why do they keep doing it to themselves? It don't make no sense. Keep on doing the same old thing and trying to expect a different results. That's called that shit insanity.
Yeah, I'm about to say, them boy insane.
See, when you know what you know, you don't have to get online and argue with people about the Southeast being Negroes. You know, the family know that already. That's why when you ask them a question and they don't know, right? We're like, oh man, you don't know about the Southeast. You know. Mm-mm-mm.
And that's what I'm saying, right? You'll spend so much time. Can y'all hear me?
We
Okay,
hear you
damn,
loud.
bro. Let me turn it down to what's the name. So you'll
We hear
spend
you.
so much time arguing with somebody about how you're indigenous and how you are not African. But you can't take 2 minutes to translate Ani Sahoni for me? This is simple shit. Now, if y'all get this book by Spec, right? I know that I think that's Brad in here. If that's Brad, what the play is, family. I'm trying to find what I'll do since the laptop a little shaky right now because I'm in the backyard. I'll send it to you directly. But Spec actually document the Yuchi saying that they were already in the southeast when the Muskogee came into the land. And when the Muskogee came into the land, this is me, plus Grantham. So I'm basically merging the information now. Basically, what they're explaining is that they came into the land with war on their mind. So they went to war with the Gila Bee and all this different shit. And in order to basically civilize them, the Yama or the people, the root groups of the Yamasi, basically gave them a government. This is how they got the red and the, this is how they rebranded the red and white. Because originally, when they had the red and white, it was more of a patrilineal system and dealing with patriarchy. When they got over here, the Yama taught them the system by way of the women, and the Yuchi taught them the ceremonies. So what many don't truly understand is what we know as the Mississippians were always different groups, different towns, bands, clans, all this different shit. So you had groups that were originally here, some that left, and their descendants came back, some that left never came back. So the Mississippian era was more of, again, a unification between the upper and lower, kind of like we see it in the Nile, kind of how we see it in Sumeria, and also how you see it in different places around the world. The Yama, they were more, again, more civil, right? More political. They had, they truly had the gift of gab. So that's why they were put in place to make sure business was being done correct. The Yuchi was just putting shit in order and making sure your rituals, your ceremonies were good. Your people were clean and healthy. These are the priests and warriors. Eventually, what happened was a group of people that we know as the Suragi, they went to war with the Seneca. The Seneca are originally from the Southeast. They went to the North. They lost to they got jumped on by the Cherokee. The quote unquote Confederacy kicked the Cherokee out or the Saragi out. The Saragi came down to the southeast and established themselves in what we know as the Smoky Mountains, Blue Ridge, all of this good shit. Now, if you study properly and you look for the names of these places, you will find out these names aren't Cherokee at all. In fact, these names are actually Yuchi. Facts. Facts. Most of this stuff is Yuchi. But the reason that it's hard to put a stamp on it is because what they're saying is Yuchi or Yuchien was a priestly language. So only the priests, the scribes, knew the language. I'll give you an example. If you go on top of Kolamoki and you speak just like I'm speaking right now, a person can hear you all the way down the mound and hundreds of yards out. But if I start raising my voice and I start speaking how I would speak out there, you can hear it damn near miles away. This is what was going on when they were speaking and then had men tapping or beating on the drum and or tapping on wood to scribe what was actually being said. I don't know. Maybe I'm dropping too much. I yield the floor. My apologies.
Nah, you ain't gotta apologize for the truth, nephew. The truth don't need no apology. Oh boy. Boy. Just another heavy hitter. Bang your head, baby. Bang your head.
Oh,
Yeah,
join me.
man.
What you
Yeah.
say, Carl? Who is that,
Yeah,
Monk?
No, this is me,
My bad,
nephew.
Carl. What you were saying, huh?
Yeah, I was saying that the truth don't need no apology. But see, they have to learn these things in order to correct the wrong that they've been teaching. You know what I'm saying? You know, and there's nothing wrong to say that you had fucked up. Just be say that, yes, I wrong in my error, and just change your ways and get it the right way. You know?
I don't know why I can't hear
Yeah, I heard
everybody
me.
else. Right, but my thing is this. I've never heard you say this shit, not you, but the person. Never heard you say any of this shit until after I said it. All I need you to do is show me you said it before then. Because you know I am what I am. I believe that you are something similar to what I am. All I simply said or showing you is adding that color or adding that medicine to that word is wrong because it doesn't translate that way. So if you say I'm this and it's English, yeah, you're gonna get away with it. But I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. No one has, bro, fuck it. I'll say it. Has no one noticed that Wild Potato Clan and so-called Ani Sahoni, so Ani Gitagawi and Ani Sahoni, y'all don't notice both of those are made up of multiple clans? Like, what the fuck? Like, who's teaching y'all this shit? And you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say it because I'm in that mode. If you are one of those people that say you get visions and messages from the ancestors and from the skies and all that shit, next time you get a message or talk to their ass, ask them for the plan of liberation. Ask them what would new niggas do to liberate their people in the next decade. Ask them. Thank you. So Ani, right? And it doesn't mean people, right? It denotes a people. This is what I'm saying. You have to, we all have to start making these adjustments because it can also deal with self. So it's just dealing with person or persona. Are y'all ready for this? Right? The Book of the Dead, the papyri, or they call it the story of Ani in Egypt. To call self is Ani. In Nubia, An. And all of this starts from tone, sounds, and vibrations. This is why I wrote the book, DNA and Sound. Om. Oh. First sound. Self. Ah. Breathing created sound, which created words. These tone sounds are created from vibration, which make things move. So obviously, we would tend to find universal sounds within all of these languages, just like we do with mama, nana, nani, nini, mommy, dada, papa, baba. Universal sounds. So it's okay to make these adjustments, especially when you know better. Bet for that. That was a nice add-on. So again, when it comes to blue paint, right, or what they're calling blue paint or blue holly, what happens if the fucking medicine isn't blue holly and you use blue holly thinking that you're Blue Panther Clan and you get yourself sick? And or what happened if you don't know what to mix it with, or you don't know the dosage and you get yourself sick because nobody taught you? You're so arrogant and ignorant that you don't need any elders. that comes from being neglected.
And if they don't know
When
that, how
people,
them up and kill them? If they don't know,
okay, so now they say, well, the holly was used to make the black drink. Have you drank it? And then what's the difference between the red holly and the blue holly? Could that be the slight difference between what they're considering red paint clan and blue paint clan? Interesting, right? So you have people that deal with medicine, and I call them, everyone is a chemist. Everyone is a chemist, but real alchemists know what to do with these things. One just came in. Peace, Shonda. Praying. Pa, Pa, Munt, Auntie C. I can go all day. Ring. Everybody deals with medicine. Y'all deal with medicine on your daily lives. And those of you watching. But you also know there's specific doses, certain times you're supposed to take it, certain time you probably can't eat before certain medicines. Some medicines you're supposed to take with food. Watch this. Some medicines you can't even take with carbonated or caffeinated drinks. Wouldn't blue holly or the black drink be high in caffeine? Uh-oh, you
yep,
will kill some fucking body because you're not trained.
yep, yep, yep.
So you gotta be dancing around here thinking shit all good the whole time. Their fucking pancreas about to fall out the asshole because you don't know what to do with it.
They overshitting themselves.
Because you don't know what to do with it. It's okay. All I'm saying is this. If I haven't disrespected you and your whole thing is, oh, well, he didn't agree with me. And I agree with you more than I disagreed with you, that let me know that you probably was a rat pretending to be a cat. Because it happens often. You probably was a snake pretending to be a cat, or a bird sounding or pretending to be a cat, looking to catch your next prey, but it wasn't going to be this. Too slick. This cat family really come from snakes. So if you got the analogy I gave you and you came from what I came from, you will understand that I seen you from a long time ago, a long mile away. Similar spirit don't mean same. To get upset because someone said, hey, you know they translating that word wrong. But the truth is, I know that that man really called the FBI and even threatened to call the FBI on another man over a threat. And mind you, these two guys threatened each other, but one was so serious and more serious about what the fuck he was going to do that it made another grown ass man who claimed to be a wild Indian shit himself. Literally. Unfortunately, and again, had nothing to do with me until you put me into it. So when you call me and say, oh, Polo tripping, and then I'm like, well, shit, I don't got nothing to do with me. I really don't know you niggas like that. And you call me Case tripping. They got nothing to do with me. I don't know you niggas like that. And then I wake up and I'm blocked. It's because you know that I know that you would rather to call the police on these people. Not just the police, but the federal agents. Tell me I'm wrong.
That shit weak.
I be telling people, don't call me if you don't want the phone call recorded. Don't call me if you don't want the phone call recorded. You're not gonna allow me, especially when it comes to women. If you're a woman and you call my phone, you don't think I'm gonna record that motherfucker? You ain't finna tell my wife no bullshit. And respectfully, the sisters or the cousins and the aunties and the mothers that I deal with, if they do hit my phone, they ask for my wife first. How she doing? Where she at? Hey sis, hey cuz, you MFs. I didn't, bro. It's so many women that I deal with in these little groups that y'all put together and put me in. These women don't even tell me that they have men until I tell them I'm married. So I see it all. I see it all. And me, I'm here to avoid the BS. Peace, everybody. What's going on? That's why the best thing we can do is truly learn about our families. Because if someone said, "Oh, I'm Blue Panther Clan," and someone said, "Well, how do you say Blue Panther and Siragi?" you wouldn't know what the fuck to say. Because Ani Sahoni doesn't mean blue panther, nor does it mean holly, nor does it mean clay, nor is paint in the word. See, if you said that you was really that, you would actually have to start dancing. I'm giving y'all little bones. I'm giving y'all little bones. So you actually have to start dancing to prove that you really that. But you wouldn't start dancing. You would start talking about blue holly. And then they ask you, what other blue plants were used for that paint? And you don't know. You got to go to Google. Or they ask you, well, when that holly was taken, were women even allowed to indulge in such festivities? Or were there certain rituals and rites and ceremonies that were only conducive and conducted for men or women, men and or women? You see what I'm saying? So today you still have people ingesting medicines that they weren't even allowed to take in the ancient world because they just want to be a part of some shit. It's deeper than that. My thing will always be, if I ask you, who taught you? Who are your elders when it comes to this? And you don't have any elders that taught you medicine, taught you how to heal. If you're a warrior and you say you don't have anybody who taught you how to fight, you weren't trained. If you say you have a firearm and you weren't trained, if you're teaching this information and you weren't trained, I can go all day. If you were not trained, I don't trust you. Right. I don't trust you. Why not? None of us would say that we need open heart surgery. We're going to go to a dentist. The dentist wasn't trained. Keep that same energy when y'all are dealing with these different people. Please. And pay attention to what people are truly asking for. Stay away from the scammers. That's why Blue Paint Family was considered to be one. Is because you had people on the opposite sides that eventually had the same mindset. Because again, they were originally one. So the Wildcat and the Bear were originally one. They said, hey, these people are feeding our folks maize. So you eat maize. You talk to me about maize before Red Crane had to correct you and tell you about the destruction maize did on the people, and all of a sudden it's so again, when I have these conversations with people, I hope they remember. I remember when we're talking about Ani Sahoni, I bet you a band, whatever you got in your account, add it up and get your nigga bread too and add it up so y'all can get more money. My bread coming from me. We can bet you will not find those 4 words in there. So any Englishman saying Blue Paint Clan, Blue Panther Clan, you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. And anyone saying I'm Blue Panther Clan, I just showed you that they be attributing that shit to long hair clan because these clans bounce around societies depending on who the mother dealt with. So you can have somebody that's Panther Clan, but their society is red, or somebody that's Panther Clan and their society is really I got to be. See, it becomes confusion when you don't live it. It becomes confusion when you don't practice it. But the best thing you can do is start now. It's never too late. See, a lot of people regurgitate my work to me thinking that it's gonna make me smile. It doesn't. It make me look at you like shit. If you can regurgitate my shit, why you can't take mine and build on to it, or take mine and build your own? Remember, before the blue fire, the only people in the southeast that had a blue banner we're the Gullah Geechee. After the Blue Fire, I can show you 4 different indigenous nations that now have a blue banner. Each one of their leaders has the book. So it's a unifying book. But one thing the Blue Fire doesn't do is it doesn't lie. So to sit in front of people because you don't have the proof of safety, I've been claiming that for years. But you can't explain this simple thing and lets me know you're lying. Fuck going back and pulling up a post from 10 years ago. Explain this shit to me. You're the teacher, correct? People will take credit for things that you've done. You gotta check these niggas, man. Y'all think I be tripping when I be doing what I do? Because you're not gonna take what's mine and push it as if it's yours. And if you do, every time I see you, I'm gonna expose you. I'm gonna expose your master. See, a lot of these niggas were religious 5, 6 years ago. When COVID hit, a lot of these niggas got scared out of religion. They haven't been doing this a decade. So we also got to remember who we dealing with. A lot of these people skip certain information and jump right into this. So now everything they missed, they have to make up for it, and they're mixing and mashing it with this, furthering or now creating lies to halt their family, creating lies to fill in gaps in their family story, simply because they skip certain grades. These same people will tell you they mastered medicine. How in the fuck? Had you mastered medicine, one would truly know how to heal self. If self not healed, you damn sure not gonna lay hands on you. See, when we deal with spirit, right, and we deal with soul, we understand that spirit and soul are 2 different things, right? So while soul is being or soul is existing, right? Or soul is, excuse me, we'll say that spirit is being or existing and or active. Someone can give off a certain energy to make it seem like they're all for you, when in reality, in the soul, in their foundation, their whole goal is to gain as much information as they can to provide for theirs while taking from yours. These are leeches, blood suckers, and you have to be very, very, very aware. I have to get all this out because it's been a while. And I still want to focus on this blue. See that blue sky, right? The blue canopy, right? The blue water. Oftentimes they'll say, well, the blue clans are associated with the sky, but remember that these clans come from the water. So while someone like them or her will have you looking up to the sky at the blue, and there goes the blue jay, of course. In reality, that blue is dealing with the water. Remember, we talked about the true blue fire. You can't take from someone, half-ass learn, and push it as if it's yours. It doesn't work like that. So what I want you all to do, and I mean this, and I'm going to do the same thing with wild potato. Gitagawi doesn't translate as wild potato. It doesn't translate as stranger. There's a, listen, man, if I got to keep whooping y'all ass for y'all to get it, so be it. If I got to keep whooping y'all ass for y'all to get it, so be it. I'm doing it because I care. You all literally get on TikTok and argue with people all day, get your ass kicked, and while getting your ass kicked, this Lapitu said, Red Crane said, Little Deer said, Puma said, Paws said, whole time you're misquoting us, adding your words to some shit we said to make you feel better. You're wrong. Just simply be the student, learn the information. Get it out there. If you have new information, you add to it. But if your information is wrong and you bring it to be peer reviewed and you have to make adjustments, simply make those adjustments. We have to look at learning information how we look at relationships. If you're not willing to put in all of the effort or your effort, and sometimes all of your effort just may be 1%. One of my favorite quotes by Floyd Mayweather, all you got to do is give me 1% of your trust. I earn the other 99. But the moment you check out, there's nothing else to talk about. So again, you felt like you were Panther Clan or claimed that you were Panther Clan. Being that you claim that your mother and them are Cherokee, you said, well, we're Blue Panther Cherokee. But in reality, it's English, so Blue Panther Cherokee could place you in Anisahoni and or it could place you in long hair family. But if you translate the word properly, blue doesn't show up, paint doesn't show up, holly doesn't show up. So now you would have to truly say what you are in said language. The reason I'm telling you that is because the higher up you go when you're dealing with people, the more intellectual they become. So if you're used to dealing with the little man, and then you get to the top, and they have questions for you as opposed to teaching you, because the wise ones at the top will say, you know what, let me just ask them questions to see where they at first. And you can't answer those questions. You run from the room or you leave the room or you block everybody and say, well, I'm gonna just block them so I don't see them talking about me. It's fucking childish. Especially when you're about 40 years fucking old. It's childish. Yes, niggas claiming that they're war ready, but called the police on a 50-year-old man. Hear me out. The reason this has to be mentioned is simply because you shouldn't have did the green shit you did, yo boy. Niggas, I personally wasn't gonna expose it. But the fact that I wiped that crush from my eyes, went in there and took that shower and brushed my teeth, washed my face. Hold on. So this man threatened your mama and you told, oh, call him, go to the FBI. I don't want to hear no wild Indian shit from your mouth. If this was 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 400 years ago, 500 years ago, and a nigga would have threatened your mother, you would have went to the mission. You would have went to the mission, to the friars and said, hey, he threatened my mom. You'd have went to the governor. You'd have went to a plantation owner. Oh, he threatened my mom. You wouldn't have handled no business, so it ain't no business with you. Still the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck how tough niggas want to be. Oh, I got a gun. Nigga threatened your old girl. But fuck, how many guns you got? Nigga would have to see me, yo, boy. They're keeping that shit all the way. Look, come on, yo, boy. Nigga, listen, man. All right, nigga would have to come see, but not come. I would go get him. But that's the difference. That's the difference. So niggas like, oh, I know you say you would do this, but everybody not like that. So don't talk that wild Indian shit. Sit your ass in the government and make fucking decisions. And then to think about it, you shouldn't even be in no government. Because if you won't go to war about your mama, who the fuck are you to send anybody else to war? I don't think y'all really want to have this conversation. Niggas don't live this shit for real. It's all good. And it's all good.
Man,
But as long as bitch talk about some Blue Panther clan, your ass a long hair clan to me. That's how I feel about it. Let's see. Let me get up out of here. I definitely need it. Need to get in this. Sit in the sun somewhere. The sun make me feel a little better. Let's see, Mike. I know you on mute, cause you got anything you want to drop before I take off?
You touched on it all. I can't speak on nothing. Man, that was a dagger right there at the end, nigga. So, you want to go to war behind your mama, you dang sure can't send people to war. Dagger. Oh, it's tough.
With that being said, I'm finna hit y'all from the other phone. Um, I'll be live next week. I'm not back in Cape for like 2 weeks. So we just Houston living. Let me drop this one, this screen. So yeah, we just Houston living until then. But yeah, I'll definitely be on next week. Next week we're gonna do the same thing. We talking about plans all the way to ceremony. So every week it's a ceremony. We're gonna talk about plans. I'm gonna show y'all how to properly do this shit. Especially for y'all who really want to know for real. And those of you who are taking your time with learning, and not rushing it, and definitely not rushing it. What I will also say is this: if you block me and you try to unblock me, when you do unblock me, I'm gonna block the fuck out you, bro. So you might want to kill that shit. But I'll put it your phone in 5 seconds. I'll get with y'all next week. Love y'all. Matter of fact, I'll be on the Southeastern talking stick tonight. So with Paw them on and all of that good stuff, I'll actually be on the Southeastern talking stick tonight. And I'll be dropping this same or similar information, showing that many people are mistranslating these clan names when they're walking them into English, and it's actually throwing them off. And somebody say, "Well, I've seen a song that's called Blue Panther Clan," or I see in the book they say Blue Panther. Look right here in this book. If I say translate that word and you can't translate that bitch to Blue Panther, and my daddy would say, you should shut the fuck up. Really, you should. And I leave you with this. Anyone that has graced this panel, I've learned from. Anyone that has graced this panel, we've challenged each other. If you are above correction, if you are above being challenged, and if you can't hold your own weight in a debate arena or a debate, an actual debate forum, we're not talking about TikTok where people can unmute themselves and scream over each other. If you can't, matter of fact, put it away. If you can present your information properly like a scholar, I invite anyone up here to challenge me on any of these topics that I've dropped over the last 3 years. Just come with your information. Don't say, "Oh, he said I'm wrong," and run and start a group just to fucking talk about me. There go a Blue Jay, another one. It's coward shit. Cats aren't cowards. Cats are competitive, not combative. Cats know how to communicate with each other. You know how many times we've ran into other families and may have had differences in opinions or seen things differently, but simply because we have the same soul, we sat down and got these things over with. Remember this time last year, somebody, Zay called me and said, "Oh, the Yamasi threatened you. And they said they were going to do this to you." I didn't just run off threatening them. I just called my family. They called the other families. They got in contact with Pa. Pa got in contact with Sekou, and he got in contact with Makawachi, with his mother, with his big mama, and their tribal council. And we sat down and had a conversation that was able to smooth that over. That's how things are done properly. You don't remove somebody or block somebody and start a whole group to talk about them. It's cowardly. Now, with that being cowardly, I want to clear the energy. From me clearing this energy, I'm actually going to, we're going to deal with Teher daughter Kazmika. If you want to stay, if you don't know the language, it's okay. If you don't know, it's okay. Vibration is everything. Please beware of who you're dealing with. Final thoughts, closing thoughts. Please beware of who you're dealing with. I don't want you all to fall into a grifting trap or grifter's trap. I want you all to start building your digital community. with people, with those who are authentic. How do you find out if they are authentic? You interrogate them. You make sure that they know and can teach the information. And you make sure they have the proper references, incredible references to whatever service they are providing to the people. If you're dealing with a medicine man or medicine woman or any seer, apala, right? Apalachi, the seers, the fire seers, right? If you're dealing with a seer will never give you a message that didn't have a name on it. It always come addressed. A seer is truly honest unless they're cloaking that light, turning that light into shadow. Avoid shadow people. We're going into the summer. This is the time, and this is the time that everyone is usually free. Avoid those people. There are going to be a lot of people coming you attempting to learn shit from you. That's sacred. Don't teach them. Make them pull up on you to get that information. Make them come sit next to you and ask you the questions that they've been asking you this whole time. Most people that get around me, when they finally get around me, they're silent. Why? It's because they're collecting data. I don't have to teach you shit when you're around me. Somehow you just automatically know it. That's why you got nothing to say. Because you, damn, but I want to ask him this, but if I ask him that, he gonna say this. Reese,
And
am
why
I
would
wrong?
they be afraid of the
Reese came
answer?
over here and say a fuck thing. I thought Reese go, we supposed to have hella cover. You ain't say shit. Shayla enjoyed her time. Her auntie, man, bro, Shayla and auntie were talking for hours. I had to go grab Shayla. I'm like, hey, auntie talking your head off? But no, auntie is so cool. I'm just in love with her. I'm like, okay, say no more. Get with people who really want to be around, as opposed to those you look forward to being around. You know, if that makes sense. Be kind. And like one of the great ones say, he say, it's nice to be important. He says it's nice to be important, but it's more important to just be nice. Be nice and be kind to people and watch how this world opens up. Usually I would be screaming on people, but I'm so at peace because the blue fire unified certain parts. Remember, I was on red fire all last year, just breaking shit down, busting heads, cracking heads, and all type of shit. I finally learned how to harness what was given to me because find someone else who can say that they brought the blue fire to Egypt and to Nubia and to Tanzania and to Zimbabwe and to Somalia and to the Congo. Name somebody who did that and then left and brought the fire back to the Southeast. Who else did it? Nepetire and Nepitu Habre are more similar than people wish to believe. We have to start interrogating these fake ass gurus. That's what I leave you with. Interrogate before you integrate. Interrogate before you integrate. Interrogate these niggas before you integrate these.
escondido en el following the sound of wings under these cedar canopies, exhaling the trees, they ring their echo to a silver stream. I turn my eyes into windows to wildflowers, white and black holes. Turn my eyes into windows to wildflowers, white and black holes. Letting it fall together, I'm letting go for once forever. Following this map under Father sky is open heart. Golden hair is spun into the lightning whisper to the stars. I turn my eyes in